Okay, so we've all had those like painfully awkward date moments.
Right.
But has anyone ever like lost a tooth to a shrimp cocktail on a first date?
Oh, wow.
Because that's what we're diving into today. And, well, let's just say it involves some serious projectile food action.
Okay, I'm intrigued. You know I'm a sucker for a good, cringeworthy story. But also, there's always something to be learned from these social mishaps.
Exactly. So the story we're dissecting today is called Dinner Disaster and the Mystery of the Missing Tooth.
Just the title alone has me hooked.
Right. It's gold. And it perfectly sets the scene for this relatable, yet utterly bizarre first date experience.
So let's break it down. We've got the classic first date setup. Fancy restaurant, nervous energy, sky-high expectations.
Yeah, check. The protagonist is already in that hyper-aware state, trying to be smooth, charming.
And then the shrimp attack happens.
The shrimptastrophe. But it's not just any shrimp incident. It's the how. Like the physics of this errant shrimp tail.
Yeah.
It's practically balletic.
It's like a metaphor for the unpredictability of life itself. You think you're in control, and then bam. Shrimp tail in the eye.
Exactly. You can just picture the scene, right? The gasp, the forced laughter, the internal screaming.
Been there, done that. Maybe not with the shrimp, but definitely the internal screaming part.
But here's the thing. The date continues, which makes the next part even more unbelievable.
You'd think that would be it, game over. But no, this is where the story shifts from relatable awkwardness to you've got to be kidding me territory.
Because mid-conversation, our protagonist realizes he's missing a tooth.
A tooth! And he doesn't even feel it missing. Like, where did it go? Did it, vaporize?
Right. The story doesn't say. But the best part is he doesn't even realize it's gone until his date, Sarah, points it out.
Oh, no. Talk about your worst nightmares coming true. I'm surprised he didn't just crawl under the table and die right there.
I know. It's that level of mortification. But the way it's described, the napkin over the mouth, the stammering apologies, you just feel for the guy.
Absolutely. It's the raw vulnerability, the complete loss of composure. It's what makes the story so relatable, We've all been there in some way, shape, or form.
100%. But then there's Sarah's reaction. Because she's obviously horrified, but she's also trying so hard not to laugh.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
It is. And it's so crucial to the story working. It immediately changes the dynamic. It's not her judging him. It's them suddenly on the same side of this absurd shared experience.
Yes. And that's what I love about this story. Because, yeah, it's about a disastrous date, a rogue shrimp, and a mysteriously vanished tooth.
But at its core, it's about the power of shared laughter. It's about those moments of unexpected connection that can arise from the most mortifying situations.
It's a good reminder that sometimes letting go of the perfect facade, embracing the awkwardness, can actually lead to something real.
Absolutely. And that maybe, just maybe, those are the stories we remember, the ones that make us laugh years later.
And who knows, maybe even make for a pretty epic second date story.
Now, that's an interesting thought. Makes you wonder if they ever did go on that second date. Or if the memory of that missing tooth was just too much to overcome.
That is a good question.
Maybe some mysteries are better left unsolved. Or, maybe they ended up happily ever after, bonded by their shared shrimp-induced trauma.
Shrimp cocktail. The unlikely hero of this love story.
There you go. See, we're already writing the sequel in our heads.
There you go. All right, everyone, that's it for today's deep dive. Until next time, may your shrimp cocktails be tooth-friendly and your dates delightfully disaster-free.
Or, delightfully disastrous, depending on your perspective.
That's true. You never know what might lead to love, or at least a good story.